Good evening, everybody. I'd like to call the Dover Select Board meeting to order on Tuesday, June 2nd at 6:30 p.m. First order of business is public comments. Jim.
I have a couple of things. First is I spoke to 10 or 12 people who either had appointments in person or by telephone, with people doing the reappraisals and Linda. And almost all of them, it was a positive experience. They liked the way it was handled. Certainly didn't get a decision right away, but they felt that they were fairly heard with what their grievances might be. Better than what I thought I'd expect.
Hold on, there's an echo in here.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Someone's mic. It's hot. In the room.
There should be.
Now it's better. You think? No, not better. I think it is.
I can still hear it.
Because
Not me.
Not at their.
I would agree with what Jim just said. I thought it was extremely professional, not judgmental, wanted you to understand. I was impressed.
Thank you. I appreciate that very much. Yeah.
Is that it for public comments? Jim?
The second thing, I hope everyone had a chance to read the letter that I sent to the select board this morning.
I haven't had a chance to really digest it.
Okay, that's fine, as long as it ended up someplace. Besides the trash barrel.
Oh, no.
You don't throw stuff away, Jim.
But I would, just as an offhand comment, I would like to say that the numbers presented by Tim Dolan on the Bytown were made off of steroid numbers. They can't be believed. You know, just you see the sloppy work or misinterpretation of the figures. It certainly doesn't pass the eye test. If you drive down Route 100, spring, summer, fall, if those numbers were true, they'd be beating down the doors to open a business here or come here to visit here. And I think the whole Bytown thing probably needs some review. I was thinking a little about how everything is marketed. And one thing that popped up into my mind, I was looking to get some lenses replaced and glasses. So I did a Google search. I know for a week, I had different companies marketing their services to me. That I guess all I did was put in research. I know if you search Dover, Vermont, you don't receive any information like that. And then the more that I thought about that, and the 800,000 or so that was spent over 4 years, that probably the time has come to highlight a professional organization to do the marketing that has a staff. May have better ways of marketing the valley itself. And lastly, I hope that after you read the letter that I sent you, that you pass it along to the Bytown and the Wilmington Select Board.
I know that a copy of it has gone to Tim Dolan already. And the Bytown Marketing has a meeting next week. So I'm sure that we will discuss.
And lastly, I know last year we had a little bit of a discussion on the amount of seconds spent on pages, clicks, and the seconds was small. And Tim was, he was adamant that, you know, that's an attorney and the in the internet, will, spending 10 seconds on a page. And then at another meeting, Tim informed the board that they were having trouble with bots looking at those pages. Whether that's ever been rectified or not, I don't know. It's been a fair amount of time to at least get an answer on that. So we don't even know if we're getting to people to look at it. Certainly the 1% numbers don't reflect any increase in 800,000 expenses. Probably in either town.
Thank you for those comments, and obviously, we will consider some of the options, some of your recommendations, or not, and we do it as a group. Still have that echo.
Sounds like it's coming from outside.
Okay, any other public comments? I see none. Next,
Do we find out who Zoom user is though?
hello Zoom user. Could you identify yourself? Please.
Get rid of one.
It might be Dan because I.
Dan Baliotti, no phone.
Okay, Stan. Okay, your new name is Zoomer, okay? Additions and deletions to the agenda. I do believe we have an addition. Linda?
Yes, the assessor's office is asking for an extension to the grand lodging of the grand list. And basically, it's a holdup with the printer. Everything else is ready to roll. And he can do it with a date of the 12th mailing. Or if we lodge on the 4th, y'all are gonna come help stuff envelopes. That's the choice. So, yeah.
First speaker.
No, everything's muted.
Everything is muted except for this microphone and Patrick's.
Hold on, I'll mute just to make sure it's not me.
It's,
Okay.
it does sound like it is like outside. Which I don't.
Okay, I wasn't. I think I can still hear it,
Yeah.
so, yeah,
No, it's inside.
okay. So you're asking for a
Not here.
An extension.
till the 12th of June,
Well,
or you can get it, I know you can add.
Right here.
I said 10 days.
I don't know.
It's muted.
I don't know. It sounds coming out of the laptop.
I don't mind if you're gentle.
Yes, Ryan.
Yeah, so it sounds like Linda can go get the envelope, so we can print tomorrow. Files complete as of right now. So tomorrow we can print, it'll probably take all day to print 3,000. I don't know what kind of machine you have. It will take one day and 5 or 6 people stuffing and you can get it out on the 4th. But Linda would have to go get the envelopes from the printer in Brattleboro. So the extension's for 30 days. You don't need to use all 30 of the days. You can use 1 day, you can use 5 days, but the 12th worries me only because you have to go through formal grievances and obviously you want to pad as much time prior to you needing to get your tax bills out and so on. So I think it definitely, with the resources here, if you can actually obtain the stamped envelopes, if that's where they are in Brattleboro, and get a team together, I don't see any reason why this couldn't be out by the 6th or the 7th, like with leisure. So that we're asking for the board to make a motion to sign the extension, so that we can send it to the tax department and make sure that you stay legislatively, or I should say statutorily compliant with your abstract, filing date.
Yeah. And I'm forward to getting it out sooner because it's gonna be, I would volunteer to come and help stuff.
It's a pizza party, like seriously, I mean, yeah, it's something that, everyone can come together, and just, come together as a municipality and get it done, and it's a quick process, but
Yeah. Okay.
That's how we did the tax bills, whatever.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So is there more discussion about actually the extension? Patrick? Yes.
I just want to make sure, because this first time I think for me going through this, and I don't know whether Ryan, you or Linda are the right person to answer this question. What are the, whatever the extension we give, and it sounds like 30 days is kind of the default. What are the implications in terms of our timelines for grievances? Just so we're aware, because I have in my head kind of a set schedule based upon getting everything done by the day we were supposed to get it done. We won't, but so I just want to know
Yeah,
what does
so I'm
that do
gonna-
to our schedule?
I'll just gonna jump in, Patrick. So yeah, so like I just said, the extension is for 30 days. That is what you're signing, but you can file in 1 day. You can use 1 day of the 30-day extension if you so choose. So instead of sending it to the printer and having to wait till the 12th to have the third party stuff your envelopes, we can go get the envelopes, bring them to town hall and have them stuffed. We can print tomorrow and have them stuffed by the 6th or the 7th, which would save you even more time, at least, 5 to 6 days than going to Brattleboro to have them be stuffed. And you just have to have a little bit of a municipal community session to get it done.
And then the grievance clock starts 14 days from mailing.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct, yep.
Within, they have to start no sooner than 14 days.
Right.
Yep.
The taxpayers have 14 days from the day of mailing to file a grievance, and then we start the grievance hearings with you, Linda, kind of on day 15, if you will, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yep, so if you mail on the 6th, your first day of grievance could be the 20th.
Okay.
Perfect. That's what I was asking. Thank you.
Yep.
Thoughts from the board?
Yeah, sooner is better.
Yep.
And I think, yeah, we have to, but I don't think it's realistic to try to get it all done by Thursday.
So you've made any adjustments from last week if you had to?
Yeah,
People, so I know that Jim brought up, but I know some people haven't gotten followed up on emails that they sent to you yet. So is that like not gonna happen now?
Sure, so I don't know, just I'm gonna ask the chair, do you want me to address this now, or do you want to?
Well, we kind of jumped into this, should have been scheduled under another topic, but we're doing it now, so we're not gonna backtrack. Yeah.
I'll be as concise as possible. So we processed, I think it was like 587 informal hearings over the 5 days. What I did is I filtered all of my emails. I was like 200 and, I don't know, 60 of them. I was able to filter all my emails to then only address all taxpayers that had emails only. And that we didn't get to them on the phone. There was about 51 of those, all of which got addressed. And I did reach out to those that had issues with legal ownership. And there were a couple big ticket, properties that I did reach out, and I was successful to get a phone call in with them at least, so at this stage, so it's just something where, again, so like even Patrick's alluding to, so everybody that sent me an email, it was addressed, that's like, I didn't call back, I didn't respond to 200 emails.
I sent an email
Okay,
and yeah, well, I sent him an email, but I haven't had a response from my email. And I also know someone else that hasn't got a response from their email back.
yeah, so I did not respond to 260 emails, most of which were repetitive of people that we already spoke to or sat down with. And that was additional information. If you send me an email, which was the entirety of your argument, then I did review your property and you likely did get an adjustment. But I was not able to communicate back and forth via email, answering, trickling questions, one after the other. It's just not possible. So, obviously we're on a stringent timeline here.
And you addressed that at the meeting the other night as well, let's say that topic, that you couldn't go back and forth with people.
Yeah, no, so again, there was ample opportunity. I'm not like jumping ship, obviously, I'll be here in some capacity.
Or let the other person know that you might have adjusted it. That's the way it's working.
Yeah, I did, I looked at everything, so, but yeah, I wasn't able to correspond directly with everybody, I apologize.
So does somebody want to make a motion that we have the postponement of the grand list.
I make a motion that we sign a request for a 30-day extension on the lodging of the grand list.
Second,
Is it everybody signs it or just the chair?
Just the chair.
Make a motion that we authorize the chair to sign.
Okay, and I've got Patrick in first before you, Dan, so Patrick second.
Okay.
Any other discussion before we discuss? So Slinda, the plan to see if we can get it done quickly, which I would encourage, is to get as many people as we can. And is the town hall available?
I'll have to check. I will check
Okay.
tomorrow first
Okay.
thing.
You need to get it out tomorrow then if we're gonna try to do this, because everybody needs to mobilize.
If it's not, can we do it in this
Can we
room?
do right
We
here?
probably can,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, and that's another thing is that we can post date these, so we could literally put the 6th on them and start folding on Thursday. You know, or you can put the 7th on it and, you know, have yourself a day, but it does, the date on the top of that notice is the date that it does need to go to the post office. Now, whether or not it will be postmarked as of that date is not in the municipality's hands. And it may very well be postmarked in Connecticut on the 8th. And we'll cross that bridge when we get there, basically is where we're at with that in all of our communities. It's out of our control. It's out of the legislature's control.
Linda?
I'm thinking if we stuff them here, we can run them through our meter, right?
Oh, that's going to take a whole postage.
Are they pre-stamped envelopes?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
See, I didn't order envelopes because we were planning on going through Minuteman. And I obviously don't have enough, but
Okay,
I will find out.
okay, well, I don't think we wanna date it the 7th because one, that's Sunday.
Hmm.
And so I think the 8th maybe, if you can acquire enough.
Oh, we haven't asked anybody.
I know, but
Okay.
I just wanna, if we're gonna do this, I wanna do it on a fast track in my mind. Are there board members? What do you think?
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree. I think I heard, I'm sorry if I heard this incorrectly, that the magic thing is the day that it gets delivered to the post office is the magic day, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so if we finish it, call it by Sunday, then we take it to the post office on Monday, the 8th, I think is right. Then that could be the plan. I like that plan. I'd support that.
This was my proposed date
Okay.
of grievances anyway. So.
All right, so we have a motion and a second and have had discussion about how we're gonna accomplish this. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay.
Do the people who are doing this have to be like municipal employees or board members, anybody? Or we're seeing people's.
I feel like it's worth saying that it's imperative that they stay in alphabetical order and that if this is a certificate of family.
Yeah.
So.
They have to stay in alphabetical order.
Really?
That's the trouble with our stuff as opposed to tax bills. Tax bills don't have to. But this way, and I've actually had to refer, you get it postmarked from the post office that they received, that we delivered so many items, they received so many items, they stamp it. And we get all those sheets back with everybody's names on it. And I have had to refer to say, yes, it did get mailed. That's all we're responsible for.
Okay.
So let me ask you this. So if we date it the 8th and mail it the 8th. The Westover post office, where are we gonna mail it? Because they are pretty overwhelmed on Monday morning. I know that for a fact.
Not anymore, not with.
They get deliveries all during the weekend now. So I just.
I'll make sure with Marshall that it's okay.
Mhm.
And if not, I can take them to Brattleboro or
Or do we just
Springfield.
date them the 9th?
So, just an interest in your meeting.
Yes,
We got the extension and I'll help you fuss out all the details.
Okay,
And we'll get it
thank
out
you.
as soon as
Yeah.
possible.
thank you.
Yeah.
All right, so, you've got 15 on here.
I put 10, Turtle's tiny.
So, what are you asking me to do to mark that out, or is that okay?
Can you change it to 30?
Yes, which is what we just voted on.
Right,
Okay,
perfect. I'll stay up all night and print.
Or just start in the morning.
make sure you have plenty of ink.
Well,
Yeah, donor.
right?
Yeah. Right, I have a rotary meeting tomorrow, so it's gonna see. See if anybody.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
The board.
All right,
Definitely.
I
Now
have a
we're-
question.
yes, Dan,
When the people grieve these things, what's the period of time that the grievance goes on? Or is that never ending?
3 days for grievances.
As long as it takes.
I'm thinking 4 days, right? That was what I had thought of first, and one of those is a Saturday. I figured that would be fair. So Wednesday through Saturday, if there seems to be a need for more, I don't have to close the hearings, I can hold it open until done.
Until they stop.
Till we lock the door. Oops,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
All right. New business, consider loan opportunity for water system. Patrick,
Yes, so the Water Task Force met on this last week, and there was a request from the members for additional information, which we've gotten from Chrissy and from the Chrissy Haskins at Dufresne Group and from the State Drinking Water Fund, and circulated to committee. So that's a long way of saying we don't have action on this yet. We will either meet next week or we'll meet later in June. I need to talk to the committee members and work that out, and then we'll bring it back to the select board. So we need to we'll defer this right now.
any questions about the potential opportunity for loans with the water system? Good, we look forward to then having another meeting about that.
Yep.
Thanks,
Okay.
Patrick.
Mhm.
All right. Next, we're gonna consider the appointment of Linda McCarthy to the DRB. And this is because Stephen Palermo has resigned.
And Linda is our current alternate and we're moving her up to a full board member. We're requesting that she.
And that Jack Conway was elected to serve as vice chair of the House.
He's so excited.
Any discussion about moving up Linda McCarthy up to a full board member versus an alternate? If not, can somebody make a motion?
Not me.
I move
Sign the
that
letter.
we appoint Linda McCarthy to serve as a board member of the DRB. Is this to finish a term?
She would, yeah, she'd be finishing Steve Palermo's term.
Through March 31st, 2027.
Right, to serve the remainder of Stephen Palermo's term through March 31st, 2027.
Second,
Go wait a second.
Joe
Already
already.
seconded, he was quiet though, sorry, but Daniel, get in there. And all in favor?
I,
Aye.
aye.
And next, Alan's with us. We're gonna consider appointment of Alan Block to the Deerfield River Wild and Scenic Study Committee.
Thank you.
So,
I say a couple.
yes, please.
I got this email. I think from Jeanette and looking for people, and I thought it was a cool opportunity. You know, I sail and race my little sailboat on the reservoir, which is impounded Deerfield Lake water, and I fish on the Deerfield, and I cross it all the time, and I appreciate it. But I also worked in the Wild and Scenic River designation field when I was out in Colorado, so I have some experience with it. And I think it'd be cool to be part of it and work toward getting the Deerfield evaluated and if possible, added to the list, and with all the benefits that that brings to the area.
Great, I'm glad we found somebody who wants to be involved in this,
Yeah.
and we appreciate it. Somebody wanna make a motion?
I make a motion that we appoint Alan Block to the Deerfield River Wild and Scenic Study Committee.
Second,
Second, Dan made it in, woohoo! Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, and thank you, Alan.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks,
All
Alan.
right. Now we're gonna move over to the transfer station, an update on transfer station. Travis,
So, a week ago today, sorry, May 26th, we started separating the mattresses from our demolition boxes. To save on room, to save a little bit in cost. We spoke with Joe Mahan and Tyler Hagan about making this happen. We're gonna do a trial run, a month, few weeks, however, see how it goes. And keeping them separate, try to save some costs and. That's the update.
good job, give us an update if
Yeah, I'll
when
keep
you
you
get that.
posted as to, how it pans out.
Thank you.
I'd like some confirmation from the board as to the hours and holidays that are to be worked or not worked by the transfer station attendant. I know in the past they have worked holidays. Some have been worked, some have not. I've researched it with Jeanette. The job description says that we abide by our employee handbook policies. That being said, the 11 holidays that are due to all other town employees, in my mind, are due to the transfer station attendant too. So I'd just like some clarification on that. And maybe after we could post it so people know, so the people know, so I know, so we're all on the page.
Post it at the transfer station
Well, yeah.
on the website.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and yes, Joe.
So are you asking to close the transfer station on all 12 holidays? That's
11 holidays.
That's, in my opinion, living in a resort town, that's not acceptable. Okay, because people leave on a Monday, on a lot of these Monday holidays, especially in the winter months, Columbus Day weekend. So we as a town providing a service to people bringing their trash, I think that's going to become a problem. So I'm not saying that the transfer station, I don't know how it's been in the past or how they've been compensated for the holidays. So this kind of something new you're bringing to us that we need to do some research. This is the first I'm hearing of it, so we have to look into it.
Is there anything to having the substitute work? Some of, I would say, no, it shouldn't necessarily be open on Thanksgiving or Christmas, but maybe Memorial Day or Labor Day, would the person that you have available as a sub be willing or able to cover some of those holidays? We'd be paying twice for that day, right? Because we'd be paying for their holiday pay, plus we'd be paying the sub. But is that?
But if the regular transfer attendant worked the holiday, they would get time and a half and they get another day off.
Okay.
So it's pretty much a wash.
Okay.
Right.
So that is the policy. He gets time and a half when he works the holiday. Okay. So it's not like we're in, okay. So he's getting paid for the holiday.
So, but if it's in the employee handbook that person in that position gets the same holidays as everybody else, then we've got a problem if we don't adhere to that, and that's in my mind. Sarah?
How's it handled with the police department? You guys obviously work all the holidays.
We get paid. I believe it's like ridiculous, it's actually double time now. Because technically we're getting paid time and a half for being there and we get an extra holiday pay day, or we just take it all at once is the way that it's always been
Yeah.
structured, so it ends up being double time and a half.
So not every town employee is usually guaranteed every holiday off.
Correct.
It's
And
emergency.
If you guys want to pay it,
Mhm.
I can tell him he needs to work it. But I just need some clarification, because he's asked for days and he's also asked to work on some days.
Hmm.
And. So, but it doesn't
I have-
help like not knowing.
Hold on. All right, well, can I take Dan first since you've already spoke? Dan?
From my experience running a cafe, like 10, 11 o'clock on a Monday after a holiday, the place is empty. There's nobody on the road. So maybe if we shorten the hour on the holidays, we could save some money that way. So like close at noon.
Joe?
We should have some analyticals for that with our machine that we've been registering. I would think we should be able to look in and see if we're doing sales and at what time
Right.
on the last holiday, right? Correct? Correct, Marco? Is that something we could?
Yeah.
And I'm just more concerned that if it wasn't spelled out when the person took the job, that they were gonna have to work all but a couple of holidays, that we are treating a specific position as a second class position. And I think that we need to adhere to our employee handbook. And as long as people know and are aware of it, it is what it is. And it's, I think that we should treat our employees equally. Now, when Travis is called out for the road crew, where there's, emergencies and things for the police department, that's different.
Police department doesn't even work, it doesn't even have to be an emergency, they're working.
Yeah, I know.
It could be, nothing could happen that whole
Right,
day.
but they're compensated that extra day
Right.
plus time and a half. Yeah, Mike,
All I was gonna mention is that in the policy, we are designated as essential,
yes.
which is why that kicks in, because we're expected to be here even during the holidays, so. I would assume that would be the way to correct that if you wanted to include. Say a half day on those Monday holidays, that would be an essential time for the transportation.
Travis?
I think we've run into this, I believe, because in the past we've had some very, very dedicated transfer station attendants that, high water or nothing, they showed up day after day after day after day, and they just got paid. And now, we have an attendant that some holidays he wants to and some holidays he doesn't, and that doesn't help me or the public. Not knowing.
Correct.
So that's why I'm here for a definition.
And I also think that, in my opinion, the transfer station doesn't have 2 days off back to back. It's one day work, one day off again. And that's unusual. That was known going in, but I think this might exacerbate the situation too, because there's no way to get away for more than a night, so.
But he gets vacation days.
He does, but it's different because all the administrative staff are off, but how do you? I don't want to say anymore, but I think that it's would be just easier for everybody to understand if that they were closed the holidays, and that was the way it goes. Sarah?
Well, I like what Joe said about checking to see how much business we're doing on those Monday holidays. Cause I don't think I think it's very reasonable to say, we're not open on the 4th of July, we're not open on Thanksgiving, we're not open on Christmas or New Year's Day. I think those are pretty, but when you get to Memorial Day and Indigenous Peoples' Day and Veterans Day, those are holidays that people are up here and potentially are looking to have that service. So if we could get a look at how much business is happening at the.
They're busy days. I don't know how much, but.
Isn't it with if we're scanning?
Yeah, we could look, but.
If we could, just so we know, and then I think maybe you're right, maybe it's just they're open
I think
until
it's
12.
more in my opinion, it's gonna be more of the winter months.
Mhm.
And maybe Columbus Day, I don't know about, 4th of July is not the people are here for a week or whatever. But we need to advertise it
Yes,
more at the dump for the regulars that come through. I don't have a.
well, I also think that a lot of locals go on Monday on the holiday because they're off,
They're off, yeah.
they're off. Other comments from Dan or Patrick? So the clarification for now is,
I'm. If he says he wants to work some holidays and he doesn't wanna work others, is he willing to commit to? I'm never gonna work on Christmas Day, I'm never gonna work on Memorial Day? Or is it like every year he wants a different day off?
It's sporadic.
Okay.
I mean, like, I'm pretty sure he worked not this Memorial Day weekend, but last year,
Mhm.
you know? I mean,
So it seems like if
it's
we're gonna,
been hit or miss, so.
yeah, if we're gonna post it, there
We need to
needs to be
know.
consistency.
Right.
So
And I don't. In my mind, I think that we should make the decision and tell him, these are the ones that you have off and these are the ones that you don't.
Mhm.
That's me.
obviously Thanksgiving's Thursday, we're closed anyway.
Right.
Correct.
And Christmas is Christmas.
New Year's is not a day to have off because that's like the end of the week and people are taking their trash out.
I believe Memorial Day falls on a Wednesday,
Mhm.
you know.
Bennington Battle Day.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
always gonna be switching the
So just,
I'm just, yeah, if you guys want to select some to say, hey, these are the ones that.
well, maybe we should get the numbers and go from there. And figure out are the summer holidays as busy?
Mhm.
Okay, so Margot, can you help with that?
Sure.
Thank you.
And always we also have a sub. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not like if
Yeah.
he says, well, I just am not gonna work Memorial Day, it's
Right.
one of the busiest days of the year, we know we have an alternative. We just need to be consistent.
Right,
So
and I
we
just
can
need
post
to-
it somewhere.
Correct, I need to know, whether we're following the holiday or if we do need to line somebody, up. Yes.
Jim?
In the private sector, it's pretty customary, if you have a holiday off, you get paid for that day. And if you do work, you do get time and a half on top of straight time. Now, we're talking 11 days. That's. You may have to pay time and a half to somebody. How much money are we talking about that we need to argue for extended periods about it?
So
Yes.
So that's part of the issue. That's the issue is really not the money, Jim. The issue is the consistency, so we have the pump open. As I'm looking
Or
at
close.
that, or close. And we need to advertise that ahead of time and come up with a plan. The extra money is not so much the issue, but the other issue is now that we're tracking better, maybe we only need to have the dump open half a day on those holidays where we can. Because the next thing we're going to talk about is the fact that the dump is costing so much that we have to go up. So yeah, it's costing a lot.
Yes, Jim.
As far as I know, and I could be wrong, Travis can amplify on that, but there's always been a replacement available. If the full-time person don't wanna work a holiday or a day, or take a week off on vacation, there's been that replacement. I think it's unfair to hold a guy. Well, you have to tell me what holidays you want off. Forever, or for the next year. January 1st. I mean, that's pretty tough. I mean,
Yeah.
Stuff happens in your life where you may need something, you may need to travel. And I think we should treat all employees fairly. And compensate themselves.
Sarah?
I think the point also was Travis was saying he did wanna work some holidays because of the extra money. So it's a question of just having him consistently pick them so that we can advise the public. Knowing that if a day came up where he's like, I know I said I could work Memorial Day, but I, family thing, we do have a sub as a backup, so we're okay. It's just a question of, here are the dates that we know we're gonna be busy. Are these days that are some of these overlapping with the days you said you wanna work or not? And if they're not, then we bring in the sub.
Jim?
I think it's a fair question to ask the employee. Perhaps if a holiday falls in September, 2 weeks before. Are you willing to work this day? Yeah, I mean, you can't have the guy tell you the day before Labor Day, he doesn't wanna work. I mean, that's unreasonable for the employer also. But it doesn't seem to be an overwhelming issue to say, hey, I need some lead time on this, I need a couple of weeks because I need to get a backfill.
But it also, if he's working the holiday, getting time and a half, that gives him another day off or double time and a half. So that's the quandary too, because it just escalates everything more. I assume you've been paying him time and a half for a holiday and getting another day off for that. So I think running some numbers on it is not a bad idea. Yes, Jim.
Just clarification, so if he works on Monday, there's a holiday. He's getting straight time anyway. Plus time and a half on top of that.
It's paid for the holiday.
Yep.
He has an option of either comp time or time.
Or do what the police do and just run it all into one day. Where you're getting double time in it. Right, Jeanette?
That's what
He gets an extra 8 hours.
that's what I've been putting in seats. The holiday, so
Right.
you get 8,
Plus
plus he'll get,
it's 9 usually with
yeah.
Kim.
Yes,
Works
it's
9
9.
hours, so you get
Yeah.
another 9 hours.
Exactly,
But so that's when he works the holiday, he doesn't get another holiday. on top
Right.
of That,
I haven't been doing that for him, I have been,
no, if he works.
he's been
it,
getting the
it's
extra
good.
9 hours overtime,
Yeah.
is what it ends up being. The holiday comes as he worked his normal day, and then he gets so that week, he worked 49 hours.
Yes.
Okay, and is that how the police department does it? Okay,
Yes.
okay. All right, let's try to get this on the next agenda and we'll talk about it again, because we need to clarify it before the 4th of July,
Yeah,
okay?
that's the next holiday.
Yep,
Yep.
and that's on
Every-
Saturday, that's on Saturday.
Right, that's on Saturday, so I'll know whether,
And
we're open or we're not open, or we're,
Well,
yeah.
I think we should plan to be open, see if Phil can, or where Phil is, what maybe.
Jeanette,
right, so I mean, is our part-time person, is he available to work these holidays? Does he wanna work on Thanksgiving, or I mean, not Thanksgiving, but I mean, does he want to work on the 4th of July, which is a holiday for him too? I mean, I think you need to maybe make
That's why
sure
I'm
that
looking for clarification.
that it isn't that he's willing to fill in on these holidays.
That's why I'm looking for some.
so I really think we need to treat all employees equally in terms of their benefits and time off and things like that. Thank you for bringing that to our attention. We good with that?
Yep.
Okay, revisit transfer station pass fees. So Joe, you brought this up, so I'm letting you roll with it.
Well, did you wanna go with it, or you just? So.
I'm fine, whatever you guys wanna do.
Marco and Travis, we looked at the fees, and basically our fee is for the transfer station fee is half of what everyone else is charging. So I think it's a 20, correct?
Has to be that.
Yeah, why don't you go ahead?
Okay, why don't you, what's the
Why are you
money
looking at me?
football?
Yeah, so, for example, we went from 10 to 20, year or two ago. Wilmington's at 40. Wyndham Solid Waste is at 60. The senior permits vary. Wilmington's 15, doesn't seem that Wyndham Solid Waste has that, accommodates that, but. So we're at 20, Wilmington's at 40, Wyndham Solid Waste, we're part of Wyndham Solid Waste, they're at 60. They're like, maybe that there's some room for an increase, at least in the annual sticker. You know, and it would still be reasonable.
So,
Do we know how many stickers we put out a year?
Andy has that detail, it's a little more
Hundreds.
complicated because he sells some, can sell some, so we'd have to sort of match or two, but mostly it's here, so we can.
did Wilmington go up recently?
I don't know when.
They did,
They
okay,
did.
okay.
To what, I don't know. But I did talk to Marshall and they did go up.
Well,
I do know that
they're 40, right?
Yes.
rates and everything,
Oh, everything.
yes. Yep, not just the,
We're pretty, as far as like tipping fees, you know, for trash, I think we're on the higher side, to begin with. Wyndham Solid Waste is, I think they're $5 a bag as well. Yeah, $5 per bag. Wilmington is, they're $4.
Jim,
We're 5.
How much underwater are we on the transfer student?
I don't.
Well, I mean, in the past, we've always been less, we've taken in less than half. The revenue's been less than half of total expenses. This year, we're taking in a lot more money because the price increase that we enacted beginning of last fiscal year, so we're way ahead of where we normally are as far as collecting revenue.
But our fees, the charges to us also went up, right?
Correct.
As of July 1st.
As of, well, from 6/30/25 to projected 6/30/26, we're not that much higher. With only 1 month to go,
Right, but Casella
yeah,
came in
But
and
it's-
told us our price.
but it's for July 1st going forward, definitely. A bigger increase,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I think if Wilmington's 40, I think 40 is a reasonable number in my mind.
The other thing I think Wyndham or Wilmington has is if you come in and you just bring in one bag or just whatever, and you don't want to pay for a fee, you just pay double the amount.
Correct.
Don't we have that too?
We have,
Yeah,
I believe we have.
yeah,
Yeah,
we have
that-
that, yeah.
Yeah, so if someone doesn't want to buy a permit, so I'll just. We have that fit.
Nikki,
Who said that? You, Dan?
Yeah.
Okay,
how are we running short? Are we gonna spend a lot more money? You know, do we need to raise it or do we need to raise it more?
Who's the point?
What's the bottom line?
Bottom line is, we don't have the number, but we should be able to get that number.
Okay.
Of what revenue is to what cost is.
Right,
Well, we do, it's like, it's about 50%, a little less than 50% revenue to total expense.
So we're subsidizing 50% of trash disposal.
Yeah,
Dover.
yeah,
That doesn't include the transfer station employee, correct?
that's yes, it includes the employee, everything, benefits, taxes, everything.
So
We
it's,
normally, it's about $220 a year in expenses. And about 95,000 in revenue. This year, we're probably gonna hit like 140 in revenue.
okay.
So we're definitely catching up.
Until July 1st when all the
Until
rates
July
off.
1st.
the third is the trouble.
Patrick, did you have any opinion on this? No.
Nope, I think the discussion's pretty thorough. I don't have anything more.
Does somebody want to make a motion to do anything? Travis,
You can't make a motion, but
are you doubling everything or are you just going up on regular passes?
Right,
Because
commercial.
the commercial pass is also 40 right now, so.
Doubling.
Are you bumping that to 80? The regular pass is 40 and the
Commercial.
senior is gonna be 20,
Mhm.
or you're gonna keep it at 10?
No,
I would keep I would keep the seniors at 10. My motion, I'm gonna make a motion that we raise the residential or private to 40. The commercial to 80, and at least for the time being, leave the senior rate as it is.
I just thought that we should clarify that before we make a motion.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
so, I don't.
Is there a,
That's my motion.
is there a second?
I second it.
Dan,
Any more discussion?
Joe has something to say.
Yeah, I mean, I think it should double for the senior too. Cause I think we have a lot of seniors using the dump. So we're taking, and I'm trying to say seniors have to pay more, but I mean. A lot of seniors can afford to pay it, some seniors can't pay it. I mean, I don't know why we're. You know, I don't. And I don't think we need to go double on the commercial, I think we only need to go like 60 on the commercial. So you 20, 40, 60 is my thing on it. I think everything should go up. Shouldn't be one classification not getting an increase on that fee. That's my take. There shouldn't be like. That's all I have to say.
So I do have a question.
Patrick,
Yeah. I mean, I guess I'm curious about the driver here, seeing as I think that I mean, are we expecting because of the increases that we had to take on with Casella that we're worried we're going to lose money on this? I'm trying to understand the driver here of why we need to raise this.
well, I think we should be
Comparison.
competitive and equal to Wilmington in terms of the standard permit fee. I think that the commercial people are still gonna dump, and doubling it, I don't think is too much. I think it's 80, that they're probably a lot of volume, and I'm open to changing the senior fee or not changing the senior fee. So
I would be inclined to changing it somehow because, well, we have a lot of seniors in town.
so should we go to 15
Yeah,
or should we go to 20?
at least 15.
I think you could go to,
But 20 sounds right. Sorry, Dan.
I think
Yeah.
you could go to 20. Yeah,
Okay,
speaking as a senior.
Jim?
I'm gonna wear myself out tonight. To Joe's point. On the commercial price being 60, I'm not quite sure why a for-profit organization. Shouldn't have their fee doubled also.
It's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah.
So Sarah, do you wanna amend your motion?
I will amend my motion.
Nobody seconded it, okay.
The second.
Okay, all right, so I'm gonna start over.
Yeah.
Okay, so I make a motion that we increase the dump sticker fees as 80 for commercial, 40 for residential, and 20 for seniors.
Second.
Alright. Any other discussion? All in favor?
All right.
Aye. Okay. Now we're moving on to economic development. Well, sorry.
What is it, Jeanette?
Sorry, so that's gonna start as of,
The
July
new dump
1st.
stickers.
Dumpster.
as of now, well, we're getting them tomorrow.
Okay,
Because they messed up the date. So,
okay,
alright, so as of tomorrow.
Yep.
perfect.
We'll make it happen. Thank you.
Thanks. Alright, Shannon.
Okay, so we received 20 DOIT applications for this year. Some new businesses, some new owners of businesses, and some large projects. I answered a few questions offline to clarify some things, but I recommend all of these projects and everybody meets the requirements.
Okay, There were two that I felt did not fit the classification of being visible from the road.
Okay,
The gray ghost, the staircases on the backside of the building,
okay,
and the farm road path is not visible from the road. It's visible from the parking lot,
yeah, both of them are.
but they're not visible, the criteria says visible from the road.
Okay.
Or path, or trail.
Or trail. I mean, am I,
Wanna look at those, Joe?
No, I'm just looking at it, it has facet and entrance, so as part of that project, it was 31,000 and there's 5,000.
The note you're looking at Riverside.
yeah, Riverside, I have no
Walkway.
problem.
Don't worry about it.
Well,
Yeah. It goes down to the wedding and not to dairy.
Bye.
Yeah.
You're there, she's on.
I look at
Pictures.
Yeah, I think, we have made exceptions to this when they are structural in nature, which the stairs, I feel fall under that, but as far as the walkway, I do feel like it's visible, because it does go down to the tent that we're driving past and seeing, but I also think I saw like, yeah, on. So, I mean, I'm in favor of these, I think they meet the spirit of the program. But I'm sure he'd be happy to clarify.
Mike, you wanna speak to the pathway? You're on mute.
You would figure my other life as an audio engineer, I would get this audio thing figured out, maybe one day when I grow up. So the pathway down, you can actually see it from Route 100 as you're going down the road. Now it is shaded by some of the trees, if that's one of the concerns. Obviously, this path was building the path down to the tent was a cosmetic choice, and also a functionality choice. We believe that, we did just have a dirt path going down to it. This enables us to, obviously have something more beautiful that is visible from the road and also visible from the private road of Farm Road on the property. I understand where you're coming from, that it is not like Riverside Deck, where it's not like, it's not kind of in your face. But in the same sense, if you look between the trees, you could see it. But that being said, I understand if that doesn't meet the criteria for this, I get it. Unfortunately, I don't have the specific criteria of what is needed, but it is a beautification, it is functionality, it is, safety. That's the reasons why we're building it. And with all the weddings that we have this year, which is, it's I think that for us to incentivize additional weddings, this was a capital improvement that we felt was an important thing to do.
Everybody look at these photographs?
Question for you. When the tent is not up, you can definitely see the path. Does that qualify when the tent is not up?
I mean, if you work hard enough, pretty much everything is visible from somewhere, right?
True.
And so, I mean, we have turned people down on paving parking because it was too far from the road. And we've said, no, that's not visible from the road, that doesn't count.
Got it.
So we have turned people down for that.
We
And I'm
have.
just saying, if we're going to have a criteria that is visible from the road, it shouldn't be a blink and you miss it visibility. It should be, if the idea of this is beautification, and the idea of this is visible from town roads and trails, I'm just, either we change the criteria
So when we've turned people down in the past for paving, because it wasn't visible from the road, it was that it wasn't customer facing. It wasn't an area for customers. It was an area for employees and storage too.
Well, I'm thinking particularly of W&B. All of that area that we told him we weren't gonna pay for paving is where all of his Tom's Motors clients drive through. So it
So,
was customer facing and we still said no.
okay. But we've also had a chance to change the program this year. We didn't do that. We left it the same and you all approved that. I think all of these projects have value. Some of them are structural. I do feel you can see that from the road. I think they all meet the criteria, and that's my job, is to make these recommendations to you. So I feel they're all worthy projects. I feel they all meet the spirit of the program. And we always talk about how could we possibly write an application that is business friendly, but also meets every want and need that we might come up with in the future, and it's just really hard to do. So I think we've done a great job of that, but I feel like these are all great projects. I don't have any reasons to turn any of them down. But it's not up to me.
Other board members?
I struggle with this because I actually pulled this up because I wanted to make sure I understood this facing the road thing. And while I understand strictly interpreting this, in these two cases makes it feels a little weird that we have to say, well, okay, are there trees between here and the road, or here and the thing being done, and are there leaves on the trees, and then you can't see it? It starts to get a little awkward in terms of analyzing it. Yeah, so the result, that's a long way of saying I think that I would be okay with I don't know the specifics of both of them in terms of visibility for the road. I think I support Shannon's position on this, but I also think there's a lot of, I feel like we need to talk about these criteria. That's a separate discussion a little more, because it could be that, we've gotten very technical on our approach on this, and maybe, if we want to invest in businesses and helping businesses, maybe it's time to ask ourselves, do we need to adjust these criteria a little bit?
Well, from my experience, when I was early on the board, we approved a playground on Route 100, and it was not visible from the road. And that kind of burned and made other people kind of go, oh, you can't see that from the road. So I get a little nervous about it, because we clearly say Route 100, town roads or trails.
And I'd have to check, but I know when this program started, it was first come, first serve. You didn't look at the slate of projects all at once. It was whoever applied first.
Yes, but this was a perpetual apply.
Yes, oh, I know.
Yeah, okay.
But we've talked about some of those projects in the past, and there were reasons why things, weren't approved, but I just don't feel that way about any of the ones on the slate. I think they meet the spirit of the program. I think, we do have a time where we review the guidelines, and that is over the winter, and we did that for this year. We'll do it again for next year. So I think these are all ready. I did turn a lot of projects down that did not meet requirements in the least or came late. So we had just a lot of interest this year. Last year we didn't. So I think it's just part of the cycle.
Patrick, did you have something else to say?
Yeah, I just had one other point. It does look like, as I'm looking at that, I see the language you're referring to, Vicky, but it also gives us a little flexibility on a case-by-case basis. And maybe that's what happened. I don't know the circumstances of the playground.
That was many, many years ago.
Yeah, I don't know. And I don't want to relitigate the playground. Well, I've already said what I think. I kind of feel okay about these.
Well, Zoomer, are you out there? You have any opinion on these? Dan?
Dan?
Yeah, I say move the tent.
Done.
He's smiling.
A tent is temporary, it can be put on the other side. I don't have any objection to it. Cats are good.
Don't sway one way or the other way.
Well, does somebody want to make a motion?
Well, I do also want to say one more thing about the Eastover store. Because of the contentious nature of the scale house, I would like to, just for it to be clear that the money that we're investing is in the improvements after the scale house has been removed, that we're not actually paying for the removal of the debris from the scale house. It's been an extremely contentious point with the previous owner. And I just feel like they absolutely can use the money for the improvement to that parcel once the debris is cleared. And there's certainly budgetarily, it's not going to cramp them in terms of being able to use the money. I can already hear that coming back to haunt us.
And so I've talked about this one, but it is the removal of the scale house is with an end game of a usage, so.
Exactly, and what I'm saying.
We're not removing it to remove it, we're removing it to expand and accommodate more parking spaces and dining spaces for that business. So I feel good about that it is different. I understand the history as to the hopeful new owners of the building, but
I have an objection.
But also we don't pay till the project's done.
Right.
So it doesn't really matter, you know what I mean? It's like, once the project's done, then we pay, so,
Right.
They have to front it all.
Right, no, I understand it, I'm not saying don't give them money, I'm just saying, given the history there, I just want I want there to be some clarity about the fact that the money that we're investing is in the improvement of the land under the debris. And I think there's more than enough in their budget that it's not going to be a fine line of them being able to use that money to do what they want to do.
Shannon?
Becky?
Oh,
So
Dan?
my objection is it was a historical building. And it obviously was built somewhere in the 1800s or 1700s. And as a result of that, taking the building down, there's no way it was latex paint. And it's lying in the ground there with all the rain hitting it, running down to the river. So in our new ordinance, I think it's extremely important that any kind of historical building, especially that building housed the carriages in the Smithsonian Institute. And I had contacted the state at the time and they did absolutely nothing. We should be in a position anytime there's a historical building, kind of like the one-room schoolhouse, before somebody destroys it or it destroys itself, we have a way to preserve it or prevent people from causing more problems. Asking us to take something away that they took down without a demolition permit, as far as I know, is completely wrong.
Well, as new owners, they had no control. Yeah, they had no import on the taking down of the scale house. That was done years ago. And they weren't even considering putting a store there. So, I mean, it is, it is a problem for them, obviously. But I believe that they have
a positive intention.
I don't know how
to use the land.
Yes. And it's unusable right now. Completely.
The scale house isn't getting rebuilt.
No. So are we gonna move forward? Does somebody want to make a modification to this list? Let's.
I will read it. I'm not gonna object to any of them, but I'll let somebody else make the motion.
Does somebody want to make a motion to accept these 20, you said?
Yes.
It's a motion that we accept these 20 projects in the total amount of $94,677.81.
Second,
Dan seconds. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
aye,
Thank
Okay,
you.
now we're gonna move into the Board of Liquor Control. Thank you, Shannon.
You make a motion, we go into the Board of Liquor Control.
Second,
Patrick second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
aye,
We approve a second class license for SM Holdings DBA Snow Mountain Market, subject to receipt of all applicable paperwork and fees.
Second.
Any discussion? All good? All in favor?
Aye.
aye,
aye,
To come out of the Board of Liquor Control.
second,
second,
All in favor?
aye,
aye,
Aye. Consent agenda, we have the minutes from May 19th.
Make the motion to approve the minutes of May 19th.
second,
Okay, with Dan and Joe were not here. Any corrections, omissions?
nope,
Then I can think of-
All three in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Aye, okay.
I make a motion to approve the warrants of May 23rd for $334,986.57.
Second.
Any questions?
Mhm.
The KSA.
Yes.
And so all in favor?
Aye.
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 aye,
Has everybody had a chance to look at them?
yes,
Dan?
no, I didn't.
Dan is abstaining.
Mhm.
Okay. All right, FYI, Planning Commission meets June 8th at 6:30, DRB hearings June 11th at 7 p.m. Employee self-evaluation review meeting at the Westover Fire Department, June 18th at 2 p.m. Dover Water Task Force meets on June 24th at 5 p.m. and employee evaluation meetings, June 25th, 2 p.m. at the Dover Town Hall. Liaison reports.
Not for me.
nothing for me.
Oh,
Okay, and motion to adjourn
So moved.
Second.
at 7:42.
Aye.
aye.
Bye, good night, thanks.
Thank you, good night all.